Addition principle. When solving a linear equation, our goal is to have the variable on one side of the equation. And to find the value for the variable to make the equation true. So the addition principle is to move a negative term. We do the opposite, and we're going to go ahead and add. However, anything we do to one side of the equation, we must do to the other side. So let's go kind of over an example, right? So if we were to think of an equation, right, kind of like a teeter-totter or like a scale where you want it to be completely equal on both sides, right? So if we were to draw a scale, right, and we were to weigh something, you want these to be equal, right? So that's the same thing on the equation. So if we were to say, right, we have like 2 equals 2, right? So that equation is true. But if we go ahead and add 3 to the right-hand side, this is no longer a true equation because it's not valid, because one side is 5 and one side is 2. So in order to make it the same, we do the same thing. We can just go 3 plus 2, right? And so we have 5 is equal to 5, right? And we can go doing this, right? We could go ahead and subtract, whatever. Anything we do to one side, we have to do to the other, so they stay the same. So as in they stay equal to one another. So let's go over some examples. So example 1, we have the difference between the 2 resistors is 4. If one resistor is 2 ohms, what is the value of the second resistor? So we're going to use the following below. So we have x minus 2 is equal to 4. Well, if we have this, right, x minus 2 is equal to 4, we need to find a value for x to make this equation to be true. So in order to solve, right, we take this, we have a subtraction right here. So we're going to go ahead and add 2 to both sides. So when we go ahead and add it on the left-hand side, right, of the equal sign, minus 2 plus 2 is equal to, then 0. So we just bring down the x, plus 0 is equal to 4, then plus 2, which is 6. So x plus 0 is really just x, so x is equal to 6. So, right, so if we were to plug this in, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. Well, 6 minus 2 is 4. So this checks out. So that's how we can check our answers. Now let's go ahead and look at the next example. So example 2, the difference in power between 2 circuits is 540 watts. If the power of the circuit of the smaller one is 1,200 watts, what is the value in power of the second circuit? So we're going to use the following below. So we have M minus 1,200 is equal to 540. So in order to solve this, right, we just need to go ahead and add, right, 1,200 on both sides, because we always have to do the same thing as we do to the other side. So if we add this, the reason why we do this is we get the variable by itself on the left-hand side, because negative 1,200 plus 1,200, right, or 1,200, is equal to 0. So we can just go ahead and bring down the m plus 0 really is just m, right? And then we have 540 plus 1,200. Well, if we just go ahead and add them, which we can get our calculators out, but we can do this real quick. Zeros on the first one, 4 plus 0 is 4, 5 plus 2 is 7, and just bring down the 1. Now we have 1,740, and that is the value of m. Because if we were to plug this in, right, so 1,740 minus, say, we'll just go minus 1,200. This is 0, this is 4, this is 5, and that's 0. Well, 540 is equal to 540. That checks out. So that would be a way to check our answer again.